if you're hungry, you're most probably going to be super hungry for food if you haven't eaten for a long time. But this is the kind of hunger that will make us run to the fridge and pick up something to eat and stuff like that. But this is not really what I want to talk about today. Today, I want to speak about hunger that is inside of you, that is hunger in the emotional level, psychological, and spiritual level. When I first came to America, I felt so hungry for mom's spicy foods. Memories come to my mind, memories of zigni, spicy chicken, and some boiled eggs inside of them, and names like mulukhia, bamia, and some names that okra. Well, I guess we have okra here. It's called bamia, and so these are the spicy stuff that I miss a lot. So I became so hungry for my mom's food, and also I tried to replace that, of course, when I came to America with the stuff like Big Mac and Burger King, and of course, the pizza, American pizza, Papa John's is a good one I like. And Costco pizzas are also amazing. Anyway, so I tried to replace it, but they were not spicy. None of them had some spiciness in them. But, I got used to it. So my hunger was filled and I felt, satisfied like everybody would after being hungry and eating. But then, even with all this amazing stuff, the pizzas, the pepperoni pizza, and, all work pizza, and all the Burger King stuff, I still felt hungry, but this kind of other hunger was deeper hunger. And I felt hungry for companionship, for love, for kindness, for caring, for acceptance, for approval, all the stuff we all feel that we need in our lives beside eating food. I'm going to make my case that ultimately we are hungry for love. And how can we just be in touch with that sense of love that we all need to be able to get to life without walking around in our lives super hungry? We're looking for something to satisfy that inner emotional and mental and spiritual hunger. Hello, guys. I'm Dr. Hanna. I'm board certified in family medicine, and also I am a writer. I write books, and the most recent book that I published is called America, Land of My Dreams, an Immigrant Story, and you can get that in Amazon and other sites. I also enjoy coaching in addition to seeing patients. In this video, I'm going to try to explore ways of how to overcome that deep sense of hunger and how can we reach a level of victory when it comes to satisfying that inner hunger and inner thirst in our soul and our emotions. And we'll talk about ways we can do that, how we can leave home without empty tanks, searching for love and looking for significance and importance. And this is very important in a world that is really not safe. After all, we are all looking for something that we all have in common, a search for love. Let me tell you guys, I used to hear a long time ago an advertisement from American Express, and it used to say, do not leave. In fact, they say it the American way, don't leave home without it. Don't leave home without it. But guys, we all leave in home to go and venture into different things. We leave our homes, we venture into new jobs, we venture into new situations such as colleges, environment, or travel to other countries. We all live in home, and we're all living home without it. And wait a minute, I'm not talking about without it being the American Express card, which can be expensive, but I'm talking about without filling our inner hunger and inner thirst. So we are leaving home without being totally filled and fully satisfied internally, but instead we're leaving home without that, and hence we're leaving home hungry and thirsty for relationships, for love, for connections, for approval, for all the stuff that we all search for. And friends, just like we run to the fridge to pick up anything we need to eat to keep us going if we are staying late at night trying to finish work, writing, or doing your assignments, we all run to the closest place so that we can fill our hunger with something. Oftentimes, it's filling our hunger with junk food, if I can say that. And junk food can be chocolates. I love chocolates for sure, dark chocolates, just to be on the healthy side. But we always run to get that satisfaction, to satisfy that hunger. We run to drink something to satisfy the thirst. But don't we all do that also when we are running to satisfy our inner hunger and inner thirst for love, for intimacy, for companionship, for approval? And but similarly, though, we can also run into junk relationships, just like we can run into junk food, maybe get diarrhea, abdominal pain, gas pain, or all those things that actually will require you to see a doctor. Junk food can also, in the long run, make you come to see a doctor for diabetes, hypertension, all kind of diseases. Yes, you keep the doctors busy, but you also keep them rich. The more we eat junk food, the more we keep the doctors rich, and they can go to Hawaii and Alaska and many places. But you know what? Let's go back to inner hunger and inner emotional hunger. If we go to junk relationships and relationships to satisfy that hunger for approval, for liking, for all this thing, we're also going to make the doctors rich because, we're going to go and see our doctors and medical providers because we are internally overwhelmed. We have gotten the effects of junk relationships and junk experiences. And so we get sick emotionally. We get sick and tired and fatigued, and we need some help. And that's good. That's the time when you need to get the help. But I'm talking today about how are some of the ways that we can reduce dependency and reaching out to junk relationships, just like I talk about to reduce the dependency and reaching out to junk food that can affect us. Both of them can affect us negatively. But let me tell you guys that just like the junk food can never satisfy our inner hunger, this is like eating dessert and chocolate every day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I mean, this is not going to satisfy us. So eventually we are going to be looking for a balanced meal. We're going to be looking for some healthy diet, Mediterranean diet or something, so that we can begin to feel the positive effects so we don't get hungry and sick and tired all the time. Same way with relationships, when we feed ourselves with junk relationships and experiences that are not worthy, whatever experiences people just reach out to get that inner hunger, inner thirst. Some people reach out to addictions and substances and all that kind of stuff. So, but similarly, those reaching out to those things and experiencing those junk kind of relationships and such will not satisfy our soul. We're still going to come out because there's no balanced emotional meal and healthy meal. So we're going to end up coming still very, very thirsty and very, very hungry, still looking for love, still looking. So it gives us a high of feeling loved and then drops us back into feeling not loved and still looking and more and more. And so it becomes a cycle. But at the end of it, we never get satisfied. And we're still going to be continuously feeling thirsty and hungry. And our tanks is totally empty. Just finished an amazing conference in a beautiful state of North Carolina. It was just kind of in the middle of the Black Mountains, as they call it. And of course, there's a lot of green and a lot of forest around the hotel where the conference was. And so I kind of went to the hotel room lady. I said, "Excuse me, young lady, do you have any sightings of wild animals here?" Okay. So actually, I was hoping that it was getting close to the evening, and I was hoping that I can take a nice walk around the hotel premises, but then it's all kind of foresty and a little getting to be dark a little bit. So I just want to make sure that I wouldn't experience situations where I can meet a potentially wild animal. So the lady looked at me and said, "Yes, we have bears here." I said, "What? Bears?" Of course, the movie images of bears jumping on the trees, and they look like so quick and fast. They can really outwalk you or outrun you, and they can climb trees so you cannot even hide. And then if you play dead, they might like to kill you as well. Who knows? Somebody said play dead. I don't know. That thing will work. And so I kind of said like, "Oh, really?" And then she kind of wanted to confirm that. She said, "Yeah, she saw bears in her backyard, and she lives on the mountain somewhere." And so I said, "Oh, okay." So I decided anyway. I did an executive decision. I decided, why would I do that? So I just went to my room and I kind of watched a YouTube video and ate some healthy food a little bit, some chocolate at the end of that, and fell asleep. So, in a sense, I kind of made a decision that there is something that I was craving for, maybe a nice, beautiful walk and enjoying the high of feeling like I am enjoying the wilderness a little bit and the beautiful sky and all that. But there was a reason that it was not good because it could have, you know, made me kind of have an encounter with a bear. So I decided not to do that. So that's kind of thing. The drive towards wanting to do something, and then you realize the consequences of that something potentially can be bad, and so you make a change. But then because I wasn't really so craving to take a walk, I decided to turn it off. I just wanted to live an extra day. But I want to just expand that a little bit. When we leave our homes and places of security, maybe, even just leaving your dorm and leaving your city, state, country, coming into these new places, in a sense, we are walking and going into the wilderness of different things, different relationships, different things. And I might dare to say, we might run when we are totally walking empty, devoid and empty without feeling loved and so much thirsty and hungry for love, acceptance, approval. We might literally be walking towards the wilderness of human relationships, and we might encounter human bears. I don't know if you ever heard that phrase, human bears. I never heard of it before, but it sounds like it can be true. Human coyotes. Yeah, this is real. Coyotes can be smuggling people and all that, but we can meet human snakes almost. We can be poisoned in relationships. We can have an encounter with a narcissistic, toxic human being worse than the bear, and they can destroy you emotionally, psychologically, financially. So I guess I'm trying to say walking hungry can be deadly, not just in the wilderness or the forest where the animals abide, but nowadays we can even encounter it in our environment, wherever we are. And so, guys, there got to be a better way where we can fill that emptiness and that search for love and that thirst and hunger for love, for belonging and acceptance, approval, all that kind of cool stuff that we all need. And so, guys, let me just land this plane that seems to be flying so high and far away. Let me land it down little by little and say, there got to be a better way. And there must be a way where we can fill that inner hunger and inner thirst safely. As someone who came to America a long time ago and got so blessed in this amazing country. And sadly, of course, some people nowadays, they complain too much about America. I have no idea. I guess for me, as a guy who came from a country that had two civil wars, and now, no, not one, two civil wars. That's too much. And then now they are going into their third civil war and they're fighting in a civil war. So to me, idea of America brings peace, prosperity, opportunities, dreams come true. So you know what? I don't know about people complaining too much because I can kiss America. It's a blessing. Who wants to be in a war? So always count your blessings in this country. So I go back to the topic. As a person who values the blessings of being in America, I just found out that the word USA can also stand for unique, special, significant, approved, accepted. So there's no better than reminding myself that I am a USA kind of person. I'm unique, I'm special, I'm significant, I'm approved, I'm accepted, and so are you. So remember, every time you hear the word USA or chant USA, if you do that anymore, I hope you do. Or if you go to the 4th of July party and raise the flag, just remember USA, not just for the country, but also for an amazing person, a wonderful person. You, USA, you're unique, you're special, you're significant, you're approved, you're accepted. This is filling your tank with something amazing. Awareness of that will make you satisfied. You see, in my Christian faith, I believed one day somebody made me realize that I'm loved. So I believed it, that I'm loved. And because I was made by a supernatural power, like God Almighty who made me, and He loves me, that's why He made me. Who's going to make something and they hate it? And who's going to create something and they just hate that they created it? Wow. I mean, we're talking about love that makes you create things. It's love that makes you build a beautiful something, you know? So it is love. So I was created as love. And because I am so loved, I was made to be U.S.A. kind of a person. Unique, special, significant, approved, accepted. You also are unique and you are also significant and special. And you are definitely approved and accepted because that's what love does. And I finally will land this plane by saying this kind of love, guys, is not the kind of love of I love you, baby, but I think I found somebody else. Goodbye. Or I love you, baby, but you don't have enough money. Someone else has a better car and a big bank account. Or I love you, baby, but I cannot stop hating on you or being verbally abusive of you. If that speaks to many people's hearts, I'm sorry. If you need to talk to a counselor or a good friend, please do that. But this is reality. Love is always related to temporary stuff. I'm talking about love that is so deep and so unconditional that's just like you love. That's it. Why? Because you're rich? No, not really. You just love. You can be poor. You're loved as much as if you're rich. You can be a drunkard on the pavement in the street with the kids laughing at you, or somebody who works somewhere and have a job and graduated from college and all that. You still love the same way. This is the love that just doesn't distinguish between short and tall, black and white, or any race or any ethnicity, religion. You just love, period. And that's the kind of love that will fill our tanks and will convince us and will assure us of our U.S.A. unique, special, significant, approved, and accepted. And you know, guys, this is the love that will fill me, will fill you, will assure you how you are so important, so valuable, so significant, and so unique. And that's the kind of love that will make us able to walk out of our life, I don't know, places that we're in, homes, into the unknown, into venturing into a new job, venturing into a new business, into a new country, into a new city, because this love will keep us grounded, aware of how valuable we are, so we don't start to be looking for human bears, and so that we don't run into human bears or coyotes or snakes or narcissistic kind of toxic people that will promise us and make us feel more thirsty and more hungry than we ever started with. That's the kind of love that will help me and you to change our life, to change our behaviors, to make us change to feel better. Because if there is no love, why change? But when I'm loved, I feel I can change because I don't have to work hard. I don't have to work so hard to gain that love. I am loved. And that is really a very important criteria to help me feel full and not empty, satisfied and not thirsty or hungry, and also be able to change to something better, to do more things that I would like to do to make my dreams and your dreams come true. Thank you guys for listening, and I think this has landed the plane hopefully safely, and hopefully I didn't add any more confusion to whatever confusion you might be having right now. But until we talk again and meet again in another video, love you guys. Peace.